the story and see what you think about it. My grandfathers, both my maternal and my paternal grandfather, were storytellers in their own right. And from time to time, I got to sit and listen to them tell some stories. I got to hear this story from my grandfather, my dad's dad, about probably 35, maybe 36 years ago. And I call it the Ricocheted Bullet. I still got to get a microphone for my camera that would work better, and I hope if you can turn the volume up on your player, maybe you can hear this okay. But my grandfather was telling me this story one night. We were sitting in his living room. It was kind of cool in there. It was in the fall of the year, and he was telling me about something that had happened to him when he was about 14 or 15 years old. So this is going to be in the time about 1914, 1915, somewhere in the early part of the 20th century. My grandfather was a great big man. He was over 6 feet tall, probably weighed 350 pounds, and he was always, to me, a giant of a guy. And his neck was 19 or 20, 21 inches. He just was a strong fella. And he was telling me about when his strength wasn't quite enough when he was about 14 or 15. He had been working at a sawmill in Monroe County in Aberdeen, Mississippi, and he was the one catching the boards coming off of the mill and putting the stickers on them and stacking the boards for the drying process. Well, as he was catching those boards, the two fellows that were running the other end were intoxicated. They had been drinking already on the job. And my grandfather felt that it was quite unsafe, and so as he tells it, he went to tell the boss man that these two fellows were drunk. Well, the boss man came down to investigate, of course, and when he did, he found the situation much like my grandfather had explained, and so these two men that had been drinking on the job got fired and had to leave the sawmill. My grandfather continued to work that day, and on his way home, going to his house, he got attacked by these two fellows. They had been waiting for him to come along. One grabbed him from behind, and the other got a knife, and as my grandfather said, he attempted to stab me. And as he saw that knife coming at him, he said, I was pretty strong. It was hard to fight with two other fellas, but I got away, and I ran to tell Papa. Papa was his father, my great-grandfather. His name was Jim, and I didn't get know Papa Jim, but as I understand it, he was much of a man. There's another story about him fighting the strong man with the circus. I'll tell it another day. Well, Papa Jim got mad at what these two fellas had done to my grandfather. So he got his pistol and he headed uptown to try to find these two fellas. And as I recall, it was on Commerce Street. And we're talking 1914, 1915, somewhere in there. That's when the roads were still dirt and the sidewalks were built up out of planks. The fella, one of the two fellas was out on the front porch of this business, and he had a bottle in his hand. My grandfather said it was a Dr. Pepper bottle. I don't know about that. It might have been some other kind of a drink, but it made my grandfather mad what had happened, so he thumb-cocked that pistol and he shot that bottle out of that man's hand. Well, that pistol shot raised so much attention that people began to file and come out of that business. The other fella that had tried to stop my grandfather came out, and he was trying to talk tough, and my grandfather standing down on the street of that dirt road, looking up at the fellow standing on the board sidewalk, thumb-cocked the pistol again and shot him, intended to probably kill him. But my grandfather said it was the ricocheted bullet, and that bullet hit hit the fella right on his forehead and split his hair right up through the middle of his head. The fella, my grandfather said, had a permanent part because of that bullet that ricocheted off his forehead. Well, I don't know what happened after that as far as the two men and my grandfather. That was a long time ago, and my grandfather didn't go into those details. But I do know one thing. My grandfather said he never had any more trouble out of those two fellas giving him fits about getting fired. So is there a moral to the story? Probably not, but I think it's a pretty good story. When my grandfather told it to me the first time, when I was 18 or 19 years old, I said, wow, that's an amazing story. He said, now, son, listen to me. I'm not too proud of that story. You better not be repeating it too much. Well, I told him it was too good a story not to tell. I've written about it. Now I've told it, and see if YouTube likes it. If you like some of these stories, you can subscribe. I'm going to try to post a video story every now and again. Hope you enjoy it. Have a great day, and God bless.